patterns. Joe will instruct us in the use of dead drift and line mending techniques, which have proven effective on the island's small streams. And with just a short run from saltwater, the steelhead here provide furious action. We'll be right back.
Oh, this looks like steelhead.
This is a beautiful river. It's got the nice tannic acid color. You get that brown tinge, and even when the water gets low and clear, it's not totally clear.
Got a low pH content to your waters and soils. Uh-huh.
And we...
where do you want to start?
Let's start down below. There's half a dozen lies over in there.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and start
Wade out
working
that
down.
little island?
You bet. And we'll start up by the rocks in there.
Okay.
And work our way down.
A lot of visibility in the water, though, really.
Yeah, there is.
How many different streams do you fish?
We use 7 or 8 primarily. We'll wander in some of the others every once in a while, but we use the ones with the better runs, obviously.
So these old logging roads really help out the fishermen around here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's nice of you to rig my fly and rod up here for me, but I'd like to be able to do it myself, so why don't you show me what I'm doing here?
This is the famous glow bug.
I brought some of those. You told me to.
In different colors?
Yes, I got some different colors. And then I brought a lot of steelhead flies I've done some good with. But I brought a lot of yarn to tie some more up to in the evenings.
We're in a situation right now where the waters are really low. We haven't had much rain at all in the last couple of weeks, and we've gotten enough snow melt to keep the rivers up where it's still fishable, but we've had to go to the indicator technique 90% of the time and using the glow bug, which consistently catches fish.
I brought a lot of kinds of lines, but floating line the best way to attack this?
Generally with the indicator, I'd say 90-95% of the time. And the technique that we use, we don't have to have quite as much leader. Typically, when you're dead drifting, you may have 1 1.25 to 1.5 times the length in relation to the depth.
And then you've whacked off about half of a tapered leader up here.
Right. We've run it down to 7 or 8 feet in the butt section. You want enough where you can turn your indicator over as you're trying to get the dead drift without moving your tippet or the fly.
And then split shots about 7, 8 inches away from your fly.
Approximately. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Okay. Now, looking at that water, where do you fish? The areas where you can't see the bottom well, is that where they are out there?
That's probably a good description. You're trying to look, especially if you don't know water, you're looking for dark areas, especially when it's on the low side, because they're going to take the area where they feel the most secure. They need current flow for oxygen. They steelhead like seams a lot, seams created by rocks.
Yeah, there's some nice sized rocks out there, and probably right behind those are natural places where they can rest and
there tend to be depressions.
Keep their bearings. And
right. Just looking at the structure, this is really good structure, and a good steelhead fisherman could look at the structure and pick out the areas.
I can see where I would think they would be.
Right, and generally speaking, this is true to structure.
Okay, start off right on this point here, maybe. Should I be casting upstream a fair amount?
Stay within your comfort zone. You want to go upstream a little bit, and over the course of the next couple days, we're going to work on a tuck cast to tuck that fly underneath.
Okay.
And that'll get it to sink very quickly.
Tuck cast. Why don't you show me that?
Okay.
I am not too familiar with that one. Tuck cast.
So basically all you're doing is you're overpowering your stroke and stopping it high, and it tucks underneath.
I saw that just drop right underneath it.
Right, and your fly
Okay.
tucks underneath your indicator. Then you're going to pile some line on. It's totally opposite of what you're used to in terms of steelhead fishing. You don't want to move that indicator.
Lots of slack.
Exactly. As much slack as possible, then you get your true dead drift. And you want to stay within your radius. Too much slack, and you have no control over your line. Not
Right.
enough slack, and you don't get your dead drift.
Okay. Throwing that much slack into it and then that tuck cast are a little new.
It goes against a lot of the basic principles of
I
classic
better try
steelhead
it
technique.
a time or two instead of
Okay.
chasing fish away. huh?
There you go.
Okay. Tuck cast, stop high,
Overpower
and then
the
throw
stroke.
them in quick.
There you go.
Oop, all right. Now that's almost in too much suck water.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. There we go. There we go. You're getting better on that, too. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's fishing. There. Whew.
I jerked on him so good, I lost the hook in him.
Holy Moses.
We'll return to Alaska's Prince of Wales Island for more spring steelhead fishing after this.
There he is.
Oh, hey! Way to go! Now, keep him in the hole. Show me how you do that, Joe. Got a little wild. You almost wish they'd run way up there, don't you?
Yeah, you only get about 1 out of 10 that do. Most of them tend to hang and then go downstream.
You got a pretty husky leader on?
Yeah, this is 10 pound.
You can muscle them pretty good with a 9 weight, can't you? You got a 9 there or an 8?
This is an 8, actually.
Oh?
It's a graphite 3.
I brought a 9, but I put an 8 line on it because it worked better fiddling around with line.
You can put
But,
it to him. This is a 9.5-foot rod. And
Time you get the
can't put
lead on it,
two.
I wish I'd brought a 9 line.
Yeah.
Now you move that rod around to head them, keep them headed the way you want them to, or
Just, it kind of confuses them a little bit. If he starts to take off on you, just put that rod tip down to the side a little bit and out. And a lot of times they'll stop. They don't like their head being pulled up too much.
what if they go over the chute on you?
If you don't want to chase the fish, just throw a big mend in there, give it a lot of slack, and a lot of times they'll stop.
I imagine some places you can't chase them.
That's true. Very true.
Oh! You get a good look at it?
Yeah, it's not a real big fish. It looks like a pretty bright fish, though.
It looked real bright. I didn't get to see how big it was. You know, those wild steelhead have to be a little stronger, don't they?
Yeah, I believe there's a mystique about them, too, besides the fact that they go through the rigors of
Ooh.
the...
You know, I think they have to be stronger to survive.
I agree.
It's they're the fittest.
Right. The natural selection process is pretty important.
How big do you get on the island, Joe?
The biggest I've personally caught on a fly rod is 22 pounds out of this river, as it happens.
22?
22, approximately. We took measurements and
Yeah.
length and girth and came out to about 22 pounds.
I'll bet that took a while.
Yeah, it did, as a matter of fact.
You know, the world record is from the Ketchikan area. World record rainbow,
Right.
steelhead, anything.
Right.
You know, you don't know where it was headed because they caught it saltwater.
Mm-hmm. Trolling of all things.
Yeah, but I imagine coming in here somewhere or maybe into Canada. Uh-oh.
Got a little bit of garbage on here.
Hey, go upstream. Go up.
There we,
Hey!
oh, that's a gorgeous fish.
Big fish. That's a chromer, huh? Oh, it's got some weight to it. That's over 10 pounds. You know, they get those eggs in them. They weigh a lot. Heavy with eggs. Oh, there she goes.
There he is. Nice bright one.
Hey, I like it. Should have come up and jump right in her face here. That's a pretty good fish. I thought, yeah.
Fish.
Yeah.
Must be a hen.
It must be.
This is a different kind of water, and people really like to try it out. It's really interesting. Such a small area, you're hooking big fish.
It is, isn't it?
A little unconventional for steelhead fishing, isn't it?
Yes.
On the fly. You don't want to make
Better
a
to
steady
be a
diet
little
of this,
bit
but
below them, huh?
when people come up, we try not to give them a steady diet of this. It's nice to come in here once or twice. Holy moly, a little bit of pressure, just keep working down, reel down for just a little bit. And try not to shake the line too much. You don't like that, and then work her up a little bit.
Okay, well, that's a good tip. I can see where that'd make a difference.
Oh!
There she goes.
Okay, she should stop, no? Okay, let's go ahead and chase her. There's a little eddy here, and then just around that point, there's another spot that we can land her.
I think she's just sitting behind a rock there.
Yeah. She's not hung
See
up
the
on the rock,
indicator?
is she, Larry?
But she doesn't want to come.
See if we can get an angle on her here. I don't know if you can bring her up this fast water, so let's go ahead and
I don't think so.
go ahead and go down here.
She just wants to sit there, though.
If we can get just around this point, we've got her.
Okay. All right, still going down.
So,
Oh, yeah, this is calm.
mm-hmm.
I think we're going to get her right here.
That's a nice fish, chromer. Just about.
Beautiful hen. I think we've got her licked. I think that
I think so. I think she's tired.
whole process there tired her out.
Slowly move back.
Sassy. She's
wrapped up here.
yeah, twisted there a little at the end. Oh, no wonder.
Nice big bite
No
hen.
wonder. Beautiful, beautiful
Looks
fish.
like about 12 or 13 pounds, you think?
You bet. They're a very deep strain of fish, too, deep bodied.
Mm-hmm. Hot fish. Thank
Okay.
you, fish.
I should probably get that
yeah,
for
well,
you.
You don't want to hurt her.
Now,
here.
where's that little egg fly job?
it is.
There it is.
There we go.
Okay.
Looks like she's going to be all right.
Oh, isn't that a deep-bodied one? She want to swim off?
Not quite yet. There she goes.
We'll be back with Alaskan professional guide Joe Oliver after this.
That'll be nice to watch how you mend.
Yeah, you don't want to overmend. That's the whole key. Just small, smooth motions.
Just a little roll.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
That first turnover on the indicator, you don't want to even have that thing twitch on you. You want to get the total dead drift. Little cutthroat.
Oh. I think I had a tendency to overmend a lot. You're just barely throwing a roll into it.
Right, it doesn't take too much. If you overmend, you get that indicator to move too much, and you don't want that to happen.
You know, you learn a lot watching somebody. You know, that time your egg was right underneath the fly where it should be, because you tuck.
Right. The idea of the tuck, you put it, give it a chance to
that was better.
sink first.
Hey! Scooting around fast, whatever it is.
It's a steely.
A fish? What are you doing with another fish?
It happens on occasion, you know. Especially when the guides are allowed to fish. It's always nice.
Oh, that's great. I was afraid to... Ooh, you got snagged?
No, he's all right.
Okay. A lot of guys lose their touch. I'm glad to see you haven't.
Sometimes you wonder, though.
Oh, poor Smokey and David, they're just having to watch today, huh?
There you go.
Way to go. You said there'd be one there. You have a pretty long season on Prince of Wales Island for fishing, don't you?
Yeah, they're running for, in terms of the spring run, for 6 to 8 weeks. We guide for about 5 to 6. We like to get the water temperature up a little bit before we bring people in.
But then you have something going on in May and June and right on through.
You bet. In May, we start up, about mid-May actually, we start up with our saltwater. After kings and halibut.
Huh?
And that'll go on for about the next month or so. And we wait for our silvers to come in. And that can be anywhere from mid to late June, sometimes a little later than that.
In the saltwater?
Yeah, in the saltwater. And at that time, the halibut fishing gets really good. And it stays that way pretty much until mid-August, somewhere in there. And at that point, we start concentrating more on streams for salmon.
About mid-August?
About mid-August or so.
I was here about the 5th of August, and we had some silver fishing in streams, which is really nice because so many of the areas up here, they don't have it until September almost.
Right. He's not cooperating.
Fighting, dumb bugger. While we're over here, I'm going to toss my rod up in the bushes.
Come on, feller. Looks like I've got a little nick on my tippet there.
Oh. Almost.
I can bring her up right up to the sandbar, I think. She's got to be pretty tired by now.
Okay, fish. She,
There she is.
yeah, we got her.
What do you think, about 8 pounds? 7?
Yeah, probably 8-pound fish.
Yeah, about 8 pounds.
Sure pretty. This one's been in a little while.
A little bit more than some of the other ones we've caught today.
You can tell why they call them rainbows, can't you?
You bet. Okay, let's see if we can get this fly out of it. It's debarbed, so it should be pretty easy. There we go.
Wonderful strain of fish here, Joe. That pretty. Yeah, I'll see how well she wants to go here. Yeah, you want to take off on your own? Huh? Yeah, I think you do.
Thanks, fish.
Oh, having a blast, Joe. Great.
It's your turn here.
Get my rod. Maybe we can try for one more, maybe?
Yeah, I think you might have a chance here.
Join us again next week for more Fishing the West.